Okay, nobody drives in LA transit gripe session. Let us complain. How'd y'all get here today?
I'll save mine for last because it's the least interesting.
I thought you were going to say it was the gripiest.
No, I have nothing to gripe about except myself and my bank.
I took the D from Pershing Square to Wilshire Western. This time of day, it was very uneventful. Though, however, going into gripes, because none of the train prediction boards are accurate.
We'll get into that.
Big gripes I want to talk about, yeah.
Yeah, I was planning for...
You know why, right?
No.
Oh, okay. We'll talk
about it. I was planning on waiting for 10 minutes for my D-line train, but it came after 90 seconds. So it worked in my favor this time.
Wait, do you remember this is how bad this is adding to why we will be griping about the real-time arrival being down. Do you remember about a month or so, I was coming back from something, and I think I texted you, and I was like, oh, my ghost bus never came. And then I had to run to the next stop because I was like, oh, no, I turned around, and I saw it coming up the road, and I was like, oh, I'm not going to be able to run back to that stop because I just started walking along the route home. And I was like, okay, I can run from here, basically from MacArthur Park to Filipino Town and catch, running through, parking lots. I remember it was, one of those weird spring heat waves we had. I was wearing corduroy and stuff. I was covered in sweat when I got there. I caught the bus, and that was the beginning of what we'll talk about a little bit about why the real-time arrivals are off and why nobody knows about it. But anyway.
Ivy, how'd you get here today?
I took the Metro 720. So this morning, as you all know, I was teaching my class, my weekly Tuesday seminar about environmental impacts on aging, and I, after class, my classroom this quarter is in the very, very, very north part of campus in Bunch Hall. It's very scenic up there, and I was like, you know what? I am going to take the scenic route to catch my 720 on Wilshire Boulevard. And I'm not, the area behind the north side of UCLA is very, very scenic, but it's not parallel and perpendicular, so I never have any idea where any of those roads leads. But today I was like, you know what? I'm going to enjoy this nice sunny day and not GPS any of it. And then hopefully I'll eventually wander and spit myself out where I needed to be. And I did. I was very proud of myself for just, enjoying my smoothie that I made and just walked down. And I spat myself out at Wilshire and Beverly Glen. But my gripe was that there was no, I knew that was where the bus stop was supposed to be, but there was no sign. And I was like, what about people who don't know where the spot is supposed to be?
Sign is the bare minimum. You gotta have a sign.
Yeah, luckily I've taken it there before, so I'm fine. But what about people who are not used to it, But in terms of the 720, it was kind of nostalgic for me because it reminded me of back when Gabe, my partner, used to live in Irvine, and I would go to Union Station and take Metrolink down to Tustin to meet up with him. In my early days when I was really scared of the train and, not the Metrolink train, but I was really scared of Metro Rail for whatever reason, and I would only take the 720 and walk 20 minutes to Union Station versus now I can just do a little transfer and it's fine. But it was nostalgic because I haven't taken this route in a long time, and it was nice to be back.
Yeah, the 720 is one of the last of the rapid bus lines, and it's actually pretty fast.
It's fast, yeah.
We need more. I feel like we need more. We should upgrade them all to BRT.
Well, they all got deleted, right? In the last
there's the 720 and there's one other. I think there's a 7 something in the valley somewhere.
761.
761.
But there's no regular version.
It's yeah, okay, yeah. Well, my commute here was I was going to take the 182 to the B line to the D line just for fun, but the bus came faster than I was able to catch it. I went outside and I saw it go. And this would not happen at night where I had as many options. So I was like, okay, then I'll just take the 92 to the D line. And I had to wait for 2 minutes or something. But it did give me time to go back inside and get my water bottle, which I'd forgot. There should always be a do-over bus for me because it's then I'll miss it. And then I'll be like, okay, now I can grab all the stuff that I forgot. There were no issues on it, except I was having trouble with my payment. And this is mostly a me problem because I didn't realize that I have it shows on my TAP account, it's you have $12, and it kept saying too low, and I was like, it's been doing this lately. And the guy's like, just sit down. And then I realized it was this TAP card is assigned to a different phone.
Oh my
gosh. Then why is it on my phone?
I had that recently too because my Apple Watch died, so I was then I have to switch it to my phone so I can use it.
So it's just taunting me. It's your old phone has $12 on it that you can't use. And I was like, oh, okay. I guess I haven't gotten $12 worth of rides for free, but roughly that. But anyway, then I tried to add money to my Metro card, which is a very typical thing for me to do, add money to my Metro card. But my bank was like, suspicious activity. What's going on? It looks like someone tried to add $20 to a Metro tap card. And I was like, if I got gas with this, it would be weird. But me, why is it flagging that? And I think, honestly, it probably is flagging it because of some of the issues Metro had lately with the bigger Gripe. But yeah, minor Gripe, I saw one of the new trains going the other way on the D line. I was like, dang, why did I have to take one of these old ones?
Snubbed.
But my trains and buses were honestly all very clean, and my bus driver was courteous, and like it's like most daytime rides, very uneventful. So the reason I wanted to have like a Gripe session was because I took a nighttime ride on the bus recently, and it was one of the most dystopian bus ride experiences I've had. And it tied in with the fact that, and I still didn't know at that point so what happened is Metro got hacked on March 16th. And so as a precaution, they have stopped sharing their real-time arrival information with the transit apps, including Transit and Google Maps and stuff like that. So it is now just showing you when buses are scheduled to come instead of when they're actually coming, which has led to a lot of chaos for me, for two of my coworkers, and someone I met, and we waited for over an hour for a bus that never came. Well, that's 29 days ago that we're still dealing with this. And I think I can remind you that it was like 72 hours where there was a freeway that was closed because a pallet fire, and they were like, we need to get this up and running ASAP. And it seems to show to me that there's it's a much lower priority for the city, the county, all the elected officials, the Metro board, everybody to be like, and the other thing was just the information, because you didn't know, you host Nobody Drives in LA, and you didn't know about this. I didn't know about it for a long time. I Googled, like, why am I not getting real-time arrival things? And then it took me to a Reddit post, and I was like, that's not the way that information should be disseminated.
I knew about it. I just didn't know the reason. It just kept saying, oh, we're having a system outage. Sorry.
Yeah. So
a month later.
Right. So, the buses can be shadier at night. This is not a secret, but I took the 182. I was going to go see Joanna Wong at the Roxy. I took the bus over there, normal bus, 182, took it to, I was going to take, I forget which bus it is, the one that goes down Sunset, though.
And 2?
The 2, yes. Yeah. It says it should be coming any minute, and I'm like, good. And then it doesn't come for a while, and I was like, I'm going to give it 5 more minutes before I walk down to Hollywood, because apparently that was just a ghost bus, so I didn't know. And I was like, that's weird that it says scheduled, but anyway, whatever. And then as I was getting ready to walk away, it started rolling up. So I came back, and then it was just a very chaotic ride. There were 2 women fighting outside the bus that entered through the back without paying their fare, obviously. And they're like pulling each other's hair and stuff. And the bus driver's like, I'm closing the back doors. And they're like holding it open so they can continue their fight. There's a Rottweiler on the bus who is like the size of a grizzly bear. Happens to be very, very well-behaved dog in this case. But still, that's, some people are terrified of, I'm not one of those people, but there are people that are scared of dogs, and like they're also not supposed to be on the bus. I wasn't sitting close enough to hear, but you could just tell by the body language what was going on. There's a young woman sitting by herself, and then a man comes up from the back of the bus, puts his hand on her shoulder, and she jumped. And then he starts talking to her, and he's got kind of lovey eyes, and she's like looking out the window, giving like one-word answers. I'm sure it's like, hi, you're so pretty, where are you from, whatever. Like, no, where are you really from, that conversation. So, and then I was like, what am I supposed to do here? Am I supposed to get up and be the hero, or am I supposed to maybe she'll be like, hey, I can handle myself, like I don't need you to step in, you save your complex man, or what? And I was like, I hate that I even have to think about this, because this should not be happening. Mm-hmm. None of this should be happening. So I just went over and I sat in the seat next to her seat, and then I heard him saying, like, after a couple stops, he was like, well, this is where I get off. It was nice seeing you. And she's like, okay. Oh boy. So that was the chaotic ride to the venue. Went to the show. Show was great. And then I left. It was a very it was a very Chinese audience at the show. Well, it's just Joanna Wong's from Taiwan, but it's relevant because I'm waiting at the bus stop. There's a Chinese woman waiting at the bus stop, and then And we were there waiting for an hour. So we start talking about like conversation and stuff. And so I was like, oh, did you go to the Joanna Wong show? And she was like, I did. Yeah. And then she's like, is right away, like, is that bus going to come when it says it's and I was like, I don't know what's going on with the buses right now. And then, so yeah, we waited for a really long time. And eventually, to my endless shame, I got just so annoyed. I called my girlfriend and said, can you come pick me up?
Whoa.
Yeah. And because I looked and I was like, it's 24 minutes for her to drive over here. And I've already waited for an hour. And then she was like, okay, because she didn't have to work the next day, I knew. So I was like, I don't, this is so, because the uncertainty is one of the biggest things that it makes people not want to ride the bus. And then the other thing is having to just say, well, there might be a dog on there and that's okay. Like, it's just part of riding, the life in the big city. And it's like, no, that stuff is not normal. It was underlined because she was from Guangzhou and she was saying like, this wouldn't happen like in Guangzhou. And I'm like, yeah, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And I mean, I can read you her message if you want, or I don't think she'll mind. She said she's been listening to the show now.
Hey.
Let's see. So she said, because I asked if she made it back because she was going to Thai Town. And then she was like, and I was like, I'll wait for you. Hopefully a bus comes before my girlfriend gets here because I don't want to just abandon you here. And then you're like, no bus ever came. How do I get to Thai Town? So she said, I did make it back safely, but not without a bunch of hiccups. After I got off the bus and arrived at the hotel past midnight, I was stuck outside the metal gate for another hour because the hotel was supposed to send me the entrance code beforehand, but they forgot.
Oh, my God.
Laughing emoji. I did not eat anything for dinner before the concert because the worker at the Peruvian Bowl restaurant by Venice Beach was too stoned to make my food.
That's great.
So I was starving until 2 a.m. until I got some food on Grubhub from a Chinese restaurant with a funny name called Fish With You, lol. So that was my first very unforgettable, that was my very unforgettable first time in LA.
Wow.
And I'm like, that does not reflect well on us.
She seems so strong and optimistic, though.
I
So
know.
good for her.
I know, yeah. Well, she said she's passing back through at the end of April. She's in Salt Lake City now. But yeah, it's embarrassing. And like the Olympics are coming up. And I was just thinking like, I'll wrap this up soon, I promise. But while we're preparing for the Olympics, and there's going to be a lot of people from other countries that are like, is this bus coming that says it's coming?
They're going to be so not impressed.
They're going to be not impressed and they're going to be confused. And we should just be running like 4 times as many buses or something so that not knowing the schedule isn't as big of a deal. And then I will say on a flip side, I went to a birthday party in Highland Park the other night and I was like, I wonder how close they generally are to the schedule. And this is like Coachella weekend, so there's fewer cars. It was very accurate, I will say. Like it was within 60 seconds both times, like going to Highland Park and coming back. It was like right when it said it was going to be scheduled. Because I took a screenshot. I was like, I want to see if it updates. If later it's like, oh, it's actually coming this time or that time. But it was very, very accurate. So, but yeah, it's really nice when you go to a city and you don't even have to look at the schedule. You just look at the route because you know that a bus is coming soon. And that seems like that would be the solution to do while we're ramping up for the Olympics. The transit first Olympics.
So for the new Olympic plan is the automatic people mover. If it opens for the Olympics, it's actually just going to drop off people at the car dealerships that are
I feel
outside.
like they're holding us hostage, the flyaway people.
Yeah, so they're going to drop you off at the car dealership so you can buy a personal car when you get to Los Angeles, not rent, buy.
Are you serious?
So it's going to be car-only Olympics for this time. Ivy, what are your transit gripes this time?
Transit gripes. Well, earlier I mentioned the lack of bus stops. I also in the past have noticed that in some places, I don't know if the people know this, but the bus stops and the direction they're going are on the wrong side of the street. I remember one time I was taking the Culver City one with the intention of going toward Venice. But then the side of the street I was on, I was like, I know because I've taken this before, I'm going the correct way. But what if somebody who doesn't live here or like has never been here before tries to take it thinking that the sign is correct? I'm like, you're going to send them on a wild goose chase.
In the opposite direction. I did take the bus in the wrong direction in Busan when I was visiting there because I was like, I can read enough Korean to understand that this is the right bus and these are this is the destination, but I didn't think about like which direction it was going. So I got off. I got to the very end where the bus like stops and the guy gets off and he's like, he started poking me like, get back on the bus. We're going the other direction.
I think Kat's gotten hit with the Culver City bus signs being in the wrong direction before. I think
That's so weird.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Guerrilla urbanists out there like installed
something.
the sign. Yeah, switch side they're on. Make them make sense. Culver City Bus is the oldest mass transit agency in this entire state. Like they should not be making errors still a century later.
My good friend from my lab, Soham, he likes to say how, because I ride the 6 a lot, and he was like, back in the day, like my family moved around LA a lot, and like when I was super little, I was riding the 6, so I'm cooler than you because I rode it before all y'all did.
Yeah, he had a Ride the 6 t-shirt, and those didn't even exist.
I guess another gripe is that all the Ride the D t-shirts keep on selling out so fast.
Well, Colin will just have to like go back and make his original. We'll just have to redirect and be like, get the shirts from the guy that came up with the design, the idea in the first place. Yeah.
Though I do like the pun for the Beeline t-shirts, let it be.
Yeah,
That's good. That's good.
I've been trying to think about some. I was like rolling on E, but I don't know if people like still that ease ecstasy and MDMA because everyone says Molly now.
And falling down a K-hole.
Oh yeah, K-hole. Yeah.
Which is funny
Going
too.
down the K.
Yeah, which is funny too
line.
because the K is subterranean for a lot of it. So it is like you are falling down a literal K-hole when you get on at Crenshaw Station.
Yeah, I did try to like brainstorm and think of some other. I was like, I need to get rich with like a Ride the D type shirt, but it's been a struggle. There's got to be one about the G line, like G's, right? I don't know. I just haven't gotten there.
We'll
or the
workshop
J
it.
line. I mean, they
We'll
all
workshop
like.
it.
It's like like past the J line. I don't know. Pull. I don't know. It's not great. It's not going to go viral. We need to go viral.
Is it my turn for gripes?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got
of all gripes.
I've got a litany of gripes.
Kyle versus buses.
Oh my God, I hate the bus so much. This time, my gripes are not against the bus. My gripes are against the crime train, the E line. So,
I was gonna say I do think this is a good T-shirt idea. Something about like I'm just here on the crime train, or like ride the crime train, riding the crime train. We do something ironic like that. But anyway, sorry, you're riding the crime train.
So I'm riding the crime train.
Doing crimes.
I think I made cat soup, and I was coming back. It was late on a Thursday night, and I had my bike, and I was just zoning out, reading a book like I do. I've deleted all the social apps from my phone, and I've just been devouring ebooks.
What are you reading?
So at the time, what was I reading? I think I was reading Dungeon Crawler Carl
Oh,
at the time.
someone made a reference on Reddit to that. They said Dungeon Crawler Carl fans have entered the chat, and I was like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Yeah, book 3 of Dungeon Crawler Carl takes place the third floor? No, whatever floor of the dungeon that is, because they don't line up with the book numbers. But whatever floor book 3 is on takes place in an evil subway system. Oh. And that is the whole plot of the third book. I'm reading my book. I'm zoned out, as I always am. And I'm going to sound like the biggest NIMBY on the planet. But a herd of rowdy teenagers get on the train. And
Are we talking 13 or 19?
no, we're talking
difference.
Yeah,
a rowdy 13-year-old.
Yeah, we're talking like 13-year-olds. There were 3 of them, and I think they were maybe 90 pounds.
Yeah, so not
wet.
physically threatening.
Yeah, not physically threatening, just a lot of them.
Just annoying.
Yeah, so they circle up around my seat, and they box me in my seat. And the one kid starts commenting on my glasses, my very cool pink, rainbow, blue, green, clear glasses.
For people that don't know, you are like a pastel-colored Clark Kent, Like, don't mess with this guy.
Yeah, so like this kid starts like, what with your pink glasses? Are you gay? And keeps going on and on and on about this. And I'm just not interacting with the kid. Like he's sitting up on top of the seat in front of me. Another one is standing right to the side of the train, starts filming me, and I am just trying my best to ignore. And
it doubly sucks because you could crush the guy like a grape, but then that would not be a good look.
it didn't even cross my mind though. Like I just
okay.
froze. I'm like, wait, what do I do here? Like, oh, if I yell at the kid, it's never a good look if you're yelling at a kid.
If it's any consolation, I saw a group of young teenage boys talk to a security guard saying, "Are you gay? Are you gay?" So maybe it's just something about like
Teenage boys.
their obsession with sexuality.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like it's good to know that nothing has changed since I was in middle school.
Yeah.
So the other two of them that boxed me in go annoy someone farther down the train. And this kid, and he starts poking my face. Oh. And I'm like, okay, I'm getting off. So I get up at the next stop. I unchain my bike. The kid follows me out of the bus, and he starts, or off of the train. He starts yelling, "Where are you going? Where are you going, Pee Wee Herman? Where are you going?" Which, Pee Wee Herman, great insult to throw at me on a bike. Like,
well, also I like Pee Wee Herman.
That's good.
Pee Wee rules.
I also like, what's also funny too is I started recently just responding to people like, "Okay," in like a kind of Pee Wee Herman kind of voice, like, "Ah," and so I don't know if this kid could sense that I was channeling Pee Wee, but so that happened, and this was also when this happened there was a bunch of Metro green shirts on for the first leg of this trip up until I want to say it was around maybe it was around like Expo Crenshaw.
This is on a bus?
This is on the train.
Oh, okay.
On the E-line.
I've never seen ambassadors on a bus.
And
I'd like to.
Yeah, there was a bunch of them on the train, and they got off a stop or two before these kids got on. Like, ugh. So, okay, great. I'm riding adrenaline. I get home, whatever. Okay, clearly this is a fluke. This will never happen again. In between, I think we mentioned this on the podcast before, but I wanted to go to the Venice Electric Light Parade. Mm-hmm. A car hit my train. Yeah. So that was a pain. And that happened right around Expo Western, like coming right out of USC. So I had to bike all the way down from Expo Western to Expo Crenshaw to get on another train when the line started running again.
But that ended with a drum circle, right?
That ended with a drum circle.
That had a happy ending.
Missed the light parade. Yeah. Ended with a drum circle. That was cool. A couple of weeks later, I'm moving. All this time, I've been slowly moving out of my storage unit that is in Santa Monica. Mm-hmm. So every time I'd load up my bike with a bunch of boxes.
You have to clarify that you're moving on your bike. You're moving everything.
Oh, yeah.
People will be like, wait, it just does not compute. Like,
yeah. So I moved from Santa Monica to downtown, and I've had a storage unit that I've been slowly clearing out. And
what's the biggest piece of furniture you're moving?
It's
old dresser. 19th century wooden dresser.
I moved all of the big stuff using my friend Rich's SUV.
Oh, you cheated! I told Kyle, I was like, you can rent a U-Haul. It's not cheating.
Yeah. I did do that.
It's like $19.95 in town plus mileage.
Yeah. So if this is useful for anyone, if you rent a U-Haul to move stuff from Glendale to Santa Monica, it's going to cost you about $100 a day, assuming you make one big round trip. And you leave at 9 a.m, drop it off at 10 at night. So I do that a couple of times. Oh, the biggest thing that I took was I have this IKEA metal standing shelf drawer system that's probably about 6 feet tall. I had to break down all of the metal pieces, bungee them together, affix them to my bike, tie them down with lots of ratchet straps.
We'll put a link to the Bike Movers skit on Portlandia so people can see what your life was like.
So I'm getting ready to finish moving out of this thing. Last day, Kat's going to come down to help me move all the stuff out, can eliminate 2 trips, having second person help me out. This is in the afternoon. The E-line is again hit by a car outside of Expo Western. Everyone gets out of the E-line, walks down to the next station where we get on to the next one where it's going after Expo Western. And whenever this happens, these trains are just packed because they're not running as many trains as they usually would. There are no Metro green shirts in here. Everyone's packed like sardines. It's 12 p.m. on a Sunday. It's packed, it's smelly, it's sweaty. Here comes another herd of teenagers.
Oh, no. The bane of your existence.
Similar size, like bite-sized. They should be watching Bluey on their iPad, teenagers. And they're being really rowdy, and they choose to pick on this mom with her little like stroller-sized baby.
That's how you know when a guy is a weakling too, because that's why people mug old ladies and stuff. Not because they like hate old ladies. They're just like, I don't want to get my ass kicked.
So the kids pull out a crack pipe and they start smoking their crack pipe and blowing their drug fumes around this mom and this baby. Mom and baby get off train, go to the next car. I ride for one stop, and they're like, I'm standing by my bike, cats like off to the side in front of me there, and then there's like the crack smoking teenagers and just so many people crammed in. I go one stop, like, you know what, I'm done, I'm out of here. I'm having flashbacks to when I got like boxed in by the other teenagers. I'm like, I'm not doing this again. So we got off at the next stop, and when I'm trying to get off the train, my bike handlebar catches one of the teenagers in the coat pocket.
Oh, nice.
And starts tugging on his coat. I'm like, oh God, I'm trying to not escalate this at all. Where is this going? And funny enough, though, the kid was just like, for how shitty they were being to the mom and their kid, he was just like, oh,
my bad. Pardon me.
Yeah, my bad, man. Like, what?
Pardon me, good sir. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Then I get off the train, and I'm all just like frazzled and overstimulated. I trip on my bike and I stumble over and fall on top of my bike and just miss another person getting off of the train that day. And that was, oh my God.
That actually reminds me that after our meetup, after the mayoral debate, we walked back to 7th Street Metro, and then on the train, there was someone smoking. And at first I was like, it's definitely not weed, because very recognizable smell. And I was like, it doesn't smell like meth or crack to me either. I wonder what it is. But it gave me a sore throat. And just thinking, that just really annoys me that we're, as a society, that we're just like, well, that's, what are you going to do? Mm-hmm. And it's like, there is something to do. And I know, we will have this debate, I think, a bit with Ray Wong, but 91% of the crimes committed on trains are by people that didn't pay fare. So it's a kind of a soft barrier, some would say, to to preventing criminality. And that it's that kind of societal, just that level of stuff just really depressed. I don't know. I do think that that's something that where you go around to other countries where you're like, people don't put up with that shit in other countries. We do in every city in America. And I'm not saying we need more police or anything. I'm not like a carceral
You heard it here,
person.
folks. Eric wants more police.
We need more law and order, damn it. No, but like just that is such antisocial behavior. And like I'm someone that, has smoked a lot of different drugs. I'll be upfront. But I never did it in front of a kid because I'm not a psychopath. Yeah. I never did it on a train because that's rude to everyone. You know what I mean? Like I did it in parks and in my apartment. Like
So I have a follow-up story to that. This is less of a gripe than an observation, but I think it's a fun observation. This happened on Ash Wednesday, which if you're not in the Catholic community, that's like the day Lent starts and all the Catholics get like ashes put on their face.
Yeah, what happened actually on the day? That's when Jesus came back from the desert, I think. And then the right? Well, no, it rode into the temple because they kill him on Good Friday.
They kill him on Good Friday, which
so
just
good.
happened. Yeah. So I think that's like the start of Lent. I don't know.
I think so.
Something like that. Do you
I will say the crosses are getting bigger. Have you noticed that? That's like a side weird thing. The Christians are getting more performative with their ash crosses. They never used to be that big. It used to be just like a little thing between your eyebrows. Now it's like, I'm in a black metal band. I want you to know I'm a soldier for Christ.
And my embarrassing story is that before I knew what Ash Wednesday or Lent was, I remember I told one of my friends, "Oh, you have something."
I've done that too. It's okay.
I felt so bad.
All of us non-Catholics have done that. Like, so you got a little smudge of burnt palm fronds or something.
I grew up Byzantine Catholic, which is a sect of the Russian Orthodox that went back under the Pope. But they don't do the Ash Wednesday thing, so this is kind of new to me. Like I know the Roman Catholics would do it, but so I'm a little loose on when that happens. But I believe it's at the start of Lent. So anyway, I'm waiting for the 94 bus outside of my apartment, going up to work, and there's this really large guy sitting at the bus stop at 5th and Hill. There's like a little weather shade guard thing with a couple square boxes people sit on. Really big guy smoking a crack pipe. He's with a girl who has a baby stroller with her. I don't know if there's a baby in the baby stroller, but stroller is there. So this guy's, smoking his crack pipe, having the greatest time of his life. He gives it to his girlfriend, who starts smoking the crack pipe and starts coughing. And the guy thinks this is hilarious. Yeah, you coughing it. And then a cop car pulls up to this bus stop, and the cop leans out, big Ash Wednesday cross on his forehead. Hey, you Diego's friend? I think the name was Diego. He's like, yeah, I know Diego. Yeah, I love Diego. Tell him I'm gonna see him real soon. And the guy just smoking the crack pipe right in front of the cop, and the cop's yelling back to him. So I think Diego is their drug dealer, this LAPD cop who just pulled over here. And then then the cop goes in driveway. I'm like, okay, great, LA's finest, wonderful. Then the dude who was smoking the crap pipe gets up and he starts talking to, it was this weird neighborhoody kind of thing where he just starts talking to a bunch of other people who were waiting at the bus, smacks this guy in the back, this older, unassuming looking guy, hey, how you doing? So it was just a really friendly encounter after all of this crack smoking. And then I got on the bus and then I go to work and it was fine. But it's
Can I ask how you knew it was crack and not meth or something?
I'm just assuming it was the style of pipe was the glass pipe with a bulb on the end of it. What is the? Well, I think
crack. You just doing a straight pipe.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, then maybe it was. So then maybe they were doing.
Go
meth
back
on the
and
bus.
re-edit this. This is meth. You're a meth head, not a crackhead. I'm so sorry.
And I'm so sorry.
If you are an expert in your pipes, I think if it has the glass ball, I think that's generally.
I Googled it, and the Google said that the two pipes are of a similar style with the glass bulb on the end of it. Okay. But yeah, so I don't know if someone would like to correct me on my drug paraphernalia.
One time I was carrying a transparent poster tube for my poster that I had just presented or something like that.
Looked like a bong.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That one on the bus asked me if it was a bong.
Oh, you mind if I hit that?
Yeah, this is a really stressful route today. I need this right now.
That's funny. I was carrying a tube once, a cardboard tube, and someone said, "Are you an architect?" And I was like, "No." And they're like, "Do you make maps?" And I was like, "Whoa, yes. How did you jump from there to there?" That's very odd.
Yeah. I think we're getting kicked out.
We could have asked her about meth and crack pipes. Like, Chris, you work in a library.
Yeah, can you 3D print us one of each so we can compare and contrast? So those are my gripes recently, and it's mainly just other people. So I've stopped taking the E-line back at night just because I just don't want to encounter that.
That's fair.
And after
I'm sorry that happened to you.
But I will say these are more societal issues than transit-specific ones. And it's our safety net is our public spaces, which is not how it's supposed to be. It's if you're homeless, if you're addicted to drugs, if you're having a psychotic break, go to a bus, go to a library, go to a park.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
And it's well, maybe that's not the best treatment plan.
So LA mayoral candidates, fix this, please. And I guess that's also to say too that my friends have jokingly said, "Oh, Kyle, you have no self-preservation instinct." Last August, I had a gun pulled on me at waiting for an owl bus in downtown LA too. So I think after I've been having flashbacks to that with the kids on the bus, and that's a me thing, not the kids thing. It's probably they're probably just having the time of their lives being stupid teenagers. Right. But so I've stopped taking the E-line home late, and instead I'll take the 7, the Big Blue Bus 7 to the D, just because I haven't encountered any stuff like that happening on the bus.
We should have a
recently.
whole conversation about safety and stuff sometime.
So those are some changes that I have made, but that's it's also slower, and it's also so those are my gripes are maybe not necessarily, well, no, my gripes are Expo Western needs to be protected from cars because they just keep attacking the train.
My solution is just close that section of the street between USC and Exposition Park. 2 cars. Close it to cars.
Earlier in my class today, I had my friend who works at LADOT. His name's Matthews, and he, great person. Maybe we should have him on the pod someday.
Yeah.
He was one of my mentees during grad school, and he was saying how Expo Crenshaw, Expo Western is an area where they're actively working on the infrastructure there because so many collisions happen there.
And we don't need to have cars on every block of every street. It's like, can we take these 2 blocks and close them to cars? Like
these two accidents, they did happen about a month apart. And I guess
it does happen a lot. I see it a lot on like Streets blog. It's like car hit a bus in front of USC.
And this is also, so quick thing before we go, this is also not a gripe, but also a transit observation story. The train that I was on hit a guy, or rather crushed a guy at 7th and Metro Street. I guess a guy came out of the train, fell in between 2 cars, and then got pinned between it. So when I got off my train, there was just a bunch of people yelling, 911, 911. And there was, one guy was yelling at the Metro security about, like, no, we got to pull him out. We got to pull him out. They're like, wait for the paramedics. Yeah. So like I waited and just kept on yelling, don't touch him, wait for the paramedics. And police came and kicked everybody out. The guy wound up dying. Yeah. But, that is to say, like, a gripe with Metro is, and I looked up too, I guess this happened at one of the Hollywood subway stations about a year ago. So it's not unheard of that people get crushed on their trains.
Well, they have those sliding doors in Japan and Korea at subway stations. And we put like rails on stairs, so there's no reason that we can't have like a rail, anything, like just a small barrier. It's like we have them for every bridge over a freeway is enclosed in like chain link fence, lest someone like jump or throw something. But if it's a train, it's like,
wait, that reminds me of the Union Pacific train gripe.
Oh yeah,
oh my gosh,
right.
Yeah. So
do we have time?
over the weekend, our group chat was talking about briefly how I was taking my mom to her appointment at the USC Medical Center off of San Pablo and Valley in Boyle Heights, and every time me and my dad and my mom were like, please, praying that there's no train blocking the entrance coming in from the Valley San Pablo entrance, and every time. It's always parked,
sometimes
not moving.
It stops. Sometimes it's going really slow.
Yeah.
I am someone who's climbed over that.
When I saw people do that,
I was like the Union Pacific one.
Yeah, I was like, you knew exactly what I was talking about. Because when I saw people climb, I was like, no way, that's crazy. But then I saw more people climb, and I was like, oh, it's a normal thing. That's crazy.
Like maybe they build a tunnle or a bridge or a pedestrian overpass.
Or give everyone grappling hooks.
But can we do our plugs or for anything?
Let's do it really quick.
So I am at the Edendale Library on April 18th at 11:30 a.m. They're showing a short film by Ed Ruscha called Elysian Park in the Stone Quarry Hills that's narrated by Benicio del Toro. And many of the words were written by me. They did not ask for my permission. I have a very bizarre story about how I found this out because I got invited to a free screening and then I was credited in the credits. And I was like, what the hell? So I'm going to go back so I can film the credits because I had my phone turned off last time. And it was very weird to see Benicio del Toro or to hear him saying my words because he has a very distinct voice. And then he ran out of the screening last time. So he didn't want to get mobbed by people. No one mobbed. I had like 10 people mob me.
Cool. I have nothing to plug.
Okay.
My plug, if this comes out before April 24th, SWE LA, Society of Women Engineers Los Angeles, is having our annual professional development conference in downtown LA at the ASU California Center Broadway. And one of our speakers is actually from LA Metro. So if anybody wants to come, tickets are still available.